up, guys? Mike Sheppard here with AskMen, and as we all know, it does get tough to keep asking men a lot of questions that we know are best answered by a woman. Guys, dating is tough enough as it is, but a first date is particularly challenging. So we'd kind of like to know, what are you guys expecting on a first date?
On a first date, I guess the most important thing I would say is that if a guy is going to ask you out, then there is some sort of expectation that he is going to foot the bill.
Maybe not forever, but for the first date, you work it out as you go along. But first date's kind of it's like showing his intention and that he's into you. It's not just a fluke that you happen to be at the same restaurant at the same time, at the same table. Like,
it's a nice gesture.
Picking you up as well is good. Yeah. A guy that comes to pick you up is like meeting there. Just a bit more casual, I guess.
What should the date be? What are good first date locations? Is it the traditional dinner? Are we going to a movie? What are we doing?
Don't go to a movie.
No.
Go to someplace where you can actually talk to each other.
Yeah, you have to be able to talk. Drinks, dinner, something like that.
Drinks are key.
Yeah, drinks are key.
Loosen up the conversation.
It doesn't have to be a really original place for the first date because you're just getting to know each other. For subsequent dates, it becomes, I think, more important that like it be fun and interesting.
But well, you still have to get the impression that your date put some thought into it. You know, have a reservation at least.
Yeah, and it's really a good look when you're like self-assuredly know what the night's gonna look like. You know, when you come pick her up, you have a plan, you know where you're taking her. You know, you open the door for her, say this is where we're going. Like, don't show up and be like, so where do you want to go? It's just not a good look.
I have a question. What about a guy ordering for you?
No.
Especially not on the first
horrible
date.
idea.
Unless it's like a restaurant that's really, you know, something really unique and different.
Yeah, like
and
a foreign,
very
foreign or something. If he knows the menu and you have to try this or something like that, but not just assuming and the lady will have a steak and whatever. Or no. They wouldn't order a steak, that lady would.
One of the things that I've heard very often is kind of the 80-20 rule, but I've heard different interpretations of that in terms of how many questions you should be asking a girl on a first date when you're getting to know her. Should you be encouraging her to talk more, or should you lead the conversation? How should that dynamic play out most of the time?
I don't know if there's a rule for that. I feel like you just go with it. And I mean, try and keep it lighthearted. Don't start planning your life together. It's creepy for everyone. But just go with the flow. I think that if it doesn't flow naturally anyway, you might not be looking at another date. So
people love talking about themselves, I think. So asking questions is good, but I think in terms of topics, what you're start getting into exes, I think right on a first date can be, exactly.
Stay away from past relationship talk
on a first date, I think, for sure, yeah.
The first date, kiss, no kiss, hug, high five, you know, what's happening at the end of the first date traditionally? Let's start with you, Catherine. What do you think?
I think, you know, if it feels like there was a connection, the kiss is great. I mean, that's totally, everyone loves that. But I don't think that you should feel obligated if it's obvious that like the feeling was just not there and like you were disappointed and you can kind of sense like there's no obligation.
But also look for cues, right? I think girls, you know, you lean in, you touch a guy a lot, you know, so guys should look for those cues, I think, in terms of
I think that's very important. I think picking up on the cues and having no expectation of what's going to happen, except that you're going to have a good time and you're two people looking to go out and have a fun night. The same way you go out with a friend, try and kind of, I guess, equate those same things and just have a good time. The moral of the story here is there are no hard and fast rules, except make sure to take a little bit of control, look like you have a plan, read her cues properly, have no expectation going in, and above all else, just make sure you have a good time. And you'll probably get a second date, especially with